that works. So I'm going to take his leg like that, and since I want to kind of bias this into extension, right, because that's going to get me closer to down and back. I take his bottom leg, and I'm just going to extend it until I start to feel it move right there. And then that's where I just back off just a hair, and that's where I leave that. The top leg, I can fold up until I feel it move a little bit, or I can just hook it and bend. Switch my fingers. Since I'm trying to get bias to extension, I'm going to take this bottom arm, and I'm going to pull up towards the ceiling, because that takes him into a little bit of extension. Then he grabs on there, and I weave my arm through, and I stick my thumb on the top. Now, if you have hypermobile thumbs, you can use your pisiform. All right? This feels weird to me because I don't do it because I got thumbs that work, but whatever. You can't use your fingers. There's not enough force there to keep them there. So I'm going to use my thumb. And I don't want my arm and my thumb like this, right? Because I'm trying to have this thumb drive diagonal down towards this hip. So I got to kind of have things in a nice straight line. Otherwise, I got no force, and I'm going to crank on my poor thumb, and I want to keep having good thumbs, so I don't do that. Still going to roll into a 45. This does a little work, this does a lot of work, which means this leg goes back. And I'm going to get kind of in that same area, but instead of, I'm not going to do a thrust like this, I'm going to scoop it into my chest. Right? And I'm going to get in there, and I'm going to scoop and do my thrust like that. This one's harder than the other one. All right, because it's a little different coordinated movement to be able to get in there and thrust and generate force. Now, I'm going to try and show this how Stacy does this for, I like to tease Stacy, she's a small little thing. We call it the little girl techniques. I shouldn't say it, I call it the little girl techniques. She can't generate enough force with this arm to do that. So she angles her body a little bit different so she can get a little bit of rotation of her trunk to get that. All right, because then she's getting a little of this instead of just this. If you're tiny, give that a try. All right? When she's here in November, ask her.